What to do when the power grid fails and you're alone. The grid has been dead for 6 hours. Officially, it's a regional fault. Unofficially, 3 transformers blew in sequence and nobody's coming to fix them tonight. Your neighbor is standing in his driveway holding a flashlight like it's a weapon. Your phone says, "Saws." Only, which is tech, speak for, you're on your own now. The fridge hum you never noticed is gone, and the silence is somehow louder. You've got maybe 8 hours before the food starts turning, and the real decisions start. No worries. We're going to fix this using physics, trash, and questionable life choices. Phase 1. The fridge lie. Myth. People think the second the power dies, they need to panic. Eat everything in the freezer. Reality check. Your fridge isn't dead. It's a cooler now, and coolers work on time, not electricity. Problem breakdown. A closed fridge holds safe temperature for about 4 hours. A closed freezer holds it for 24 to 48, depending how full it is. Opening the door every 10 minutes to check is like leaving a bank vault open because you're curious if the gold's still there. Trash-based fix. Group everything cold together. Empty space in a freezer is wasted insulation. Fill gaps with water bottles or bags of ice from literally anywhere frozen. A full freezer is a thermal fortress. A half-empty one is a lukewarm disappointment. Dark humor metaphor. Every time you open that door, you're not checking on your food. You're microwaving it in slow motion, 1 degree at a time. Science. Thermal mass. Dense. Cold objects lose heat slower than air. Ice packed tight is your unpaid security guard. Outcome. Do this right. You buy 2 extra days of food safety for $0 and 0 generators. Phase 2. The flashlight trap. Myth. People think more light equals more safety. Reality check. In a blackout, light is a broadcast signal that says, "Working electronics here. Come find out what else I have." Problem breakdown. A house lit up like a lighthouse in a dead neighborhood isn't cozy. It's a beacon for anyone deciding who's worth visiting tonight. Trash-based fix. Use low, contained light, a candle inside a jar, a headlamp on red mode. Light pointed down, not out. Cover windows with anything opaque. Towels, cardboard. That ugly blanket nobody likes. Dark humor metaphor. Your living room window is basically a neon sign that says, "Open for business. Please rob me." Science. Human eyes are drawn to contrast and movement. In darkness, its ancient predator. Prey wiring. Minimize contrast. You minimize interest. Outcome. Less visibility means fewer eyes on your house, which means fewer decisions you don't want to make at 2 a.m. Phase 3. The water panic. Myth. People assume the taps just stop working the second the power goes. Reality check. Most municipal water systems run on pressure that lingers for hours, sometimes days, after grid failure, but pumps eventually fail. And when they do, it's total. Problem breakdown. The mistake isn't drinking tap water too late. It's not filling every container in the house the moment the lights die, while pressure's still in the pipes. Trash-based fix. Fill bathtubs, sinks, pots, water bottles, anything that holds liquid immediately. Not in an hour. Now, water stored beats water hoped for. Dark humor metaphor. Waiting to fill your bathtub is like waiting for the ship to finish sinking before looking for a lifeboat. Science. Water systems rely on electric pumps to maintain pressure. No power eventually means no flow, and dehydration becomes dangerous faster than starvation. The body tolerates weeks without food, days without water. Outcome. 15 minutes of filling containers now means the difference between managed thirst and real desperation in 72 hours. Phase 4. The generator delusion. Myth. People think a generator is the golden ticket that fixes everything. Reality check. A generator without planning is just a loud, gas-hungry alarm clock that tells the whole street, we have power and you don't. Problem breakdown. Improperly placed generators cause carbon monoxide poisoning, a silent, odorless killer every single blackout season. Others get stolen because they're left running, unattended, outside. Trash-based fix. If you have one, run it outdoors, far from windows, and treat the fuel like currency, not an infinite resource. If you don't have one, forget it exists. Cook and light your way through this with what doesn't need refueling. Dark humor metaphor. A generator is like a party loud, attracts a crowd, and somebody always ends up in the hospital if you're not careful. Science. Carbon monoxide binds to red blood cells over 200 times more efficiently than oxygen does. You don't smell it, you don't taste it, you just get sleepy, and then you don't wake up. Outcome. Placement and restraint mean the difference between quiet advantage and loudly announced target. Phase 5. The psychological warfare. Phase the fake dog. Here's where we get petty on purpose. Most people in a blackout are scared, and scared people avoid uncertainty. You're going to weaponize that. Leave a heavy chain and empty dog bowl by the door, no dog required. Add a beware of dog sign that's slightly weathered, like it's been there for years. Nobody's going to test whether the dog is real. Nobody wants to be the one who finds out the hard way. Add a motion sensor solar light aimed at the entry point, not blinding. Just enough to trigger a flinch and a someone's watching feeling. Uncertainty is a better lock than any deadbolt, because the human brain treats "I don't know what's in there" as a bigger threat than "I know exactly what's in there and it's manageable." Outcome. You've added risk and doubt to your house, without spending a cent on security systems or losing a single night's sleep to a real dog eating your emergency rations. Phase 6. The neighbor equation. Myth. People think it's every man for himself. Reality check. Isolated houses get targeted. Connected ones get protected. Loneliness is a vulnerability, not a virtue. Problem breakdown. The instinct to hide, go dark, and trust no one feels smart. But it also means nobody notices if something happens to you, and nobody has your back if it does. Trash-based fix. Build 1 or 2 low-key alliances on your block. Trade information, not supplies you can't spare. Shared awareness is free and it multiplies fast. Dark humor metaphor. A lone tree in a storm gets uprooted. A cluster of trees just sways and laughs at the wind. Science. Collapse psychology research consistently shows small cooperative groups outperform lone survivors in resource stretching and threat detection. More eyes, less sleep deprivation, faster reaction time. Outcome. A network costs you a conversation. It pays back in early warnings you'd never get alone. The principle. None of this works because it's clever. It works because it respects the math. Cold holds if you don't waste it. Light attracts what you don't want. Water disappears faster than people expect. And fuel-burning machines kill quietly before they help loudly. Fear is a resource too you can spend someone else's, instead of only your own. Collapse doesn't reward the toughest person in the room. It rewards the one who calculated correctly and acted before everyone else finished panicking. You're not trying to be invincible, just harder to kill than the environment around you. If this saved you from becoming a statistic, hit subscribe. The grid's not the only thing that's going to fail on this channel. Drop a comment telling us what apocalypse scenario terrifies you most, and we'll turn it into the next video. See you in the dark.